built this channel to be a lighthouse for your journey. I'm dropping strategic gems designed to help you bypass the struggle and avoid years of pitfalls. If you're ready to listen and apply, you won't just save time, you'll accelerate your path to the next level of success. Today's power topic is I am the habitual. There's a hidden danger in settling for habits that pull you down. Bad habits always have a negative consequence, right? They're a trap. Yes, they are. And guess what? We use the term bad habits, but they're actually identity thieves. Yes, habits steal your identity. So whatever you believe yourself to be, or whoever you believe yourself to be, think about it. Are you actually that? Or are you your bad habit? You aren't your habit. You're currently the one feeding it. Let me be the first to admit, I've had my share of identity thefts. Yes. How do you see your bad habits? Right? Or how do you see your habits altogether? What do people know you as? The procrastinator? Are you a time waster? The lazy one? The late one? Are you a latecomer? The self-doubter? What would it be? What we often refer to as bad habits are actually identity thieves. What could that bad habit be? Think about it. Sit with it for a second. What do people know you as? Oftentimes, people identify you with your habits. Y'all, I worked for Baltimore City government for 7 years. And I have to admit, 6 of those 7 years, y'all, I was late. So my name became the latecomer, the late one, the tardy one. When people asked where Keisha was, oh, she's coming. Where's Keisha? She's late. Is Keisha here yet? No. I know she'll be here because she's always late. Y'all, I should have been fired. Because remember, bad habits always have negative consequences. So a few things will happen. I'm sure I was written up. I remember it was a long time ago, but I'm sure I was written up. I was pulled out by my supervisors numerous times. My schedule was changed. So much happened. There were so many consequences, right? All because I was late, but I was late because I didn't believe I had the power to be on time. I didn't believe I had the power to be early, because once I fell into that routine of doing it over and over and over again, I lost my power. I gave my power. I didn't lose it, actually. I gave my power to my habit. And so that habit became a bad habit, and that bad habit had all these negative consequences. But today, I can say that I took my power back, right? And so the thief that came to take my identity no longer exists. That latecomer is gone. Y'all, I'm hardly ever late for anything. Let's talk about it. What is a habit? A habit is a routine or behavior performed routinely. A habit is a routine or behavior performed regularly, often without any thought. A habit is automatic, right? And performed with little to no conscious effort. And habits aren't just something that we do. These actions are learned behaviors that are brought about by repetition. So just know that you aren't your habit. You're currently the one feeding it. So let's start starving our habit today, right? So what's cluttering your mind? What's cluttering your area? What's cluttering your space that's causing you to have bad habits? Think about it. Now, when you think about it, I want you to write down 10 habits, 10 things that you do the most with little to no conscious effort. Take a moment to write those down. Habits come from learned behaviors, right? Learned behaviors that develop over time because they are routinely performed. They're performed over and over and over again until they naturally become a part of you. 1, I stayed up too late. So I got up early in the morning, but then I had to rush, right? Regardless of how early I got up, I felt like I still had to rush, because when we don't get enough sleep, we, I would say we starve our body. We're starving our body on needed energy, right? That we need to reproduce, right? So one thing that I did, I started going to bed at a decent hour. I started preparing for the week, right? So got my clothes ready. My clothes wasn't just ready the night before. My clothes was ready on Sundays. That helped me. And because these actions are learned, these actions can also be unlearned. When you have the mindset of you not being your habit, but you're just feeding it, guess what happens? If you stop feeding your habit and you start starving it, then it no longer becomes a habit, because it's not being fed. It no longer becomes a habit because you're not routinely doing it. It no longer becomes a habit because there's no repetition there. Let's talk about it. What I want to know today is, what are your 10 top habits? What are your 10 top habits? Don't overthink them. Don't think about them. Don't try to put them in order. All I want for you to do is list your 10 top habits. Once you list your top habits, mark them. Positive, put a plus sign for habits that fuel your power, and put a negative or a minus sign for habits that take away from your power. Those habits that we call identity thieves. Why did I have you write them down? Because sometimes seeing the list in black and white will help you, one, to see your habits, to see what you're made of, to see what name you're being called by, and 2, to determine if changes need to be made. All right? If you have a lot of pluses, that's good. All right? If you have a lot of habits that you consistently perform that give you power, that's where you want to be. If you have more negative habits than positive habits, those power drainers, those identity thieves, if you have more of those than you do the positive habits, a change needs to be made. Stick with me and know that your next level is not just a dream, it's a calling. I'm Coach Keisha, and I specialize in a triple threat of success: business, balance, and leadership. Be sure to check out our next episode. There is one thing I love to hear. See you next episode.